Ever felt too tired to do anything but questioned whether it's mere laziness or possibly something deeper? You may be confronting an issue far more complex: burnout. Unlike the normal occasional laziness that everyone feels, which is often associated with a lack of motivation or a fleeting decrease in effort, burnout is a serious condition. It's not just your typical disinterest in tasks, it's an overpowering state of chronic physical and mental exhaustion that extends far beyond that. It's about not having the physical or mental capacity to pull yourself to engage in daily activities or tasks, not just about not wanting to do them. This state of burnout is the consequence of prolonged periods of high stress and excessive workload, which leaves you feeling emptied and unable to cope with simple demands. It's a state of depletion that can affect your daily activities, your relationships, and your overall health and well-being. It's an experience where you feel drained, unable to concentrate, and are emotionally blunted, which is a far cry from simple laziness. Distinguishing between laziness and burnout is not just important, it's crucial. It's the key that can guide you towards finding and implementing the right solutions for your situation. Burnout is the first step to recovery. It's about identifying the signs and taking the necessary steps towards healing. So stay tuned as we delve into the 5 signs that indicate you're burnt out and not merely lazy. First up on our list, chronic fatigue. It's not just your everyday tiredness that might creep in after pulling an all-nighter or working extra hours. This is something far more draining. It's an enduring, incessant weariness that permeates every aspect of your life. It leaches your vitality, leaving you feeling utterly listless and bereft of motivation. Chronic fatigue is this insidious ailment that saps your strength day in, day out, with no relief in sight. It's akin to a shadow, a pervasive presence that lingers like an unwelcome guest. It wraps around your daily existence, blurring the colors of life into a dull gray. It's not something that a good night's sleep can fix. This is exhaustion that's indifferent to rest or relaxation. It's a prime symptom of burnout, often showing up as an inability to rejuvenate, no matter the amount of rest you get. This chronic fatigue is not a result of a lack of effort or laziness. It contrasts from the standard lethargy that usually comes with procrastination or disinterest. So if you're constantly exhausted, it might not be laziness. You could be experiencing burnout. Sign number 2 of burnout: insomnia. This is a term that most people are quite familiar with. However, its understanding is often skewed. Insomnia is not exclusively about battling with the seemingly unending hours in the darkness, trying to into the world of dreams. It's a much deeper problem than just a struggle to fall asleep. It extends to those frustrating moments when you suddenly wake up in the middle of the night, unable to slip back into sleep. It's about those dreadful mornings when, despite having slept for hours, you wake up feeling like you haven't rested at all, as if you've been sailing a ship against the tide all night long. That's real insomnia. It's a common misconception that insomnia is a simple lack of sleep. But in reality, it's not about the quantity, but about the quality of your sleep. When in a state of burnout, your mind is like a horse in a race, constantly running, this restlessness making it strenuous to achieve that deep, restful sleep we all crave for. Sleep which regenerates and rejuvenates us. Sleep which is a crucial puzzle piece in the overall well-being. This lack of quality sleep, this insomnia, can be a glaring sign of burnout. So remember, if you're experiencing sleep problems, you might be burnt out, not lazy. The third sign of burnout is a lack of concentration and forgetfulness. This phenomenon manifests when your body and mind are subjected to excessive stress or demands. Constantly being in a state of high alert can take a toll on your mental faculties, leading to your cognitive functions taking a heavy blow. This isn't just about having a lot on your mind, but rather it's an intensified struggle. Stay focused, to keep your mind from wandering, and to remember even the most ordinary things. When you're dealing with burnout, it's as though your mind is shrouded in a dense, heavy fog, making it difficult to navigate through your daily tasks efficiently. You might find yourself rereading the same sentence multiple times into a room and forgetting why you entered. It's not uncommon to lose track of simple things like where you've placed your keys, forgotten to reply to important emails. These instances of forgetfulness are not signs of personal failure or incompetence, nor are they evidence of laziness. They are, in fact, your brain's desperate plea for relief. It's your body's way of communicating that it is reaching its threshold, that it's being pushed beyond its limits. It's a sign that your brain is overstretched, overworked, and in dire need of a pause. So if you're finding it hard to concentrate or keep forgetting things, you might be dealing with burnout. The fourth sign of burnout: physical symptoms. When our minds are pushed to their limits, it is not uncommon for our bodies to react, bear the brunt of this mental fatigue. This is a way for our body to signal that something isn't right. It's as if our body is shouting for help, yet we often choose to ignore these signs. You may notice an unshakable that lingers for hours, refusing to succumb to the usual over-the-counter treatments. Or perhaps you grapple with stomach issues, a churning unease that doesn't seem related to anything you've eaten. You may also feel knots of tension in your muscles, in areas like your shoulders and neck. Familiar spots where stress likes to camp symptoms aren't arbitrary. They are, in fact, our body's SOS signals, a stark reminder that it is laboring under an overwhelming amount of stress. It's important to understand that persistent stress doesn't just affect our minds, but also has a profound impact on our physical health. Stress doesn't stay boxed away in our minds. Like water, it seeps into every part of us, often manifesting in physical ailments in the most surprising and unexpected ways. Your body is wise. It knows when it's being pushed to its limits, and it tries to warn you. If you're experiencing these physical symptoms, it could be a sign of burnout, not laziness. The fifth and final sign of burnout: increased irritability. When you're experiencing burnout, your tolerance for frustration dramatically plummets. Even minor issues or inconveniences can appear overwhelming, resulting in amplified impatience and annoyance. You might notice a pattern of snapping at your coworkers or even your loved ones due to this heightened irritability, or perhaps you're feeling an almost constant underlying sense of irritation or annoyance that you can't put your finger on. This isn't simply just being in a bad mood or having a rough day, it's more profound. It's the manifestation of burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. You might notice that it occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. It's a state where you feel like you're running on fumes, where every task feels like a Herculean effort. This isn't a fleeting feeling that passes with a good night's sleep or a quiet weekend. It's persistent, gnawing, and ultimately very debilitating. These are not just mood swings or the result of a bad day. They are clear signs that your mental and emotional resources have reached their limit. They indicate that are no longer able to cope with the pressures and demands of your life, at least not in the way that you used to. It's a wake-up call, a signal that something needs to change. If you're getting easily irritated, it might not be a bad mood. You could be dealing with burnout. To summarize, the 5 signs of burnout are chronic fatigue, insomnia, lack of concentration and forgetfulness, physical symptoms, and increased irritability. Burnout can be a daunting affair, but you're not defenseless. There are ways to counteract it. Opting for professional assistance, such as therapy, might be a game changer. Self-care is also pivotal. This involves maintaining a balanced diet, getting ample sleep, and staying physically active. Drawing a line in your personal and work life can shield your energy. Regular breaks are a must, not a luxury. These pauses are as vital as the air we breathe for our mental and physical health. If you're feeling burnt out, it's not laziness. It's a sign that you need to look after yourself more. You're not isolated in this struggle. Acknowledge what you're going through, seek help, and remember to take care of yourself. Thank you for tuning into this video and showing your support for self-education and lifelong learning. If you found this content valuable, we implore you to subscribe for more enlightening content in future.